What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Rick and Morty episode. So, if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated. So, Rick and Morty, we've finally got some sort of semblance of a self-contained episode here. And I have to say, it was amazing. Now, personally, I'm not usually a fan of the Treehouse of Horror episodes of The Simpsons. Now, I'm a huge fan of The Simpsons. I'm a big Simpsons guy. Up until like season 10 or 12, that's when it really dropped off. But the Treehouse of Horror episodes I never really liked. Mainly because it just felt a bit too out there, a bit too far away from exactly what the show is. But Rick and Morty, in my opinion, can get away with it a lot more. Just because the show is increasingly ridiculous as it is. And if you can turn up this intensity of ridiculousness right up there to 11, well, you can get away with it in short bursts, which they did here. And the show has become incredibly self-aware this season, and it has become like a sort of therapeutic thing or therapeutic nature for each one of these characters, especially the relationship between Rick and Morty, which has been really probed more this season. And it does feel like these characters are going through some sort of therapeutic or psychotherapy session, which we did actually get in the now infamous Pickle Rick episode, where we actually saw the family go to therapy, all for Rick to wuss out and turn himself into a pickle just to avoid looking into himself. But here he has been forced to actually look into his own nature for once, and with the memories that have been taken, we show that Rick is incredibly, a hell of a lot more manipulative. He's somewhat more of a dick this episode because we see that, well, he's preying on Morty's insecurities and his vulnerabilities, where he wants to have certain memories removed from his brain. Mainly the first one we see is when he actually kind of really sends someone to suicide. When he sends this guy to suicide, I have to say, when I was watching this episode in the break room, I could not stop laughing. I must have looked like a complete weirdo, but it was hilarious, especially with the payoff. Just the tiny little payoff at the end where he says, yeah, sometimes he does and has been confirmed to look like a smudge. And that's what we got. We got that, and we saw Morty go back, look at the telescope and realise that, I got this completely wrong. And it seems like every time Morty actually wants to, or makes a mistake, he just wants to get it erased. Every single thing that he does wrong, he wants to get it erased. But that's not, you grow from mistakes, you grow, you learn. But that's not what he's doing here. He's just getting them erased by Rick, who is preying on this. And then, as we slowly realise, Rick is also doing this and is removing memories from himself. And also he's removing memories from Morty when he's done something well, especially when he wins a skiing race, when he wins at checkers, or even Mr. Poopy Butthole actually proposes to him, which I'm not sure if that is even real. Was that a real thing there? Was that a real memory that actually happened? Seemingly, I would probably presume not. But all the same, every good memory is being removed, or every single kind of thing where Morty can actually grow is being removed. Everything like this is being removed from his brain, and it's no surprise that these two never grow, never become better than they are, because they never have the chance to. So sending someone to their early grave, or accidentally triggering someone into question their own belief into their religion when the guy wanted to be killed by a great warrior, that caused Morty, he should have grown and been like, oh, maybe I shouldn't probe into someone's religion, or maybe I should just respect with what they actually want to do. But no, that's taken from his brain. He can't learn from that experience. And it does look like Rick is more actually manipulating this more than ever, really, here. And it really does look like we're going to see some sort of friction. We've had friction between each one of these characters, both of these characters, so far this season. I mean, at the end of last season, Morty was happy that Rick was gone. We also had the fact that, well, in the Vindicators episode, Rick was a reason why Morty wasn't invited back for Vindicators 2, and as well why people don't want Morty around, seemingly because of Rick. And as we had the start of this season was looking into the divorce, maybe we're going to move into a divorce between Rick and Morty will be pushed to the Citadel. Rick thinks it's stupid. He thought the Vindicator was stupid, but Morty wanted to go to that. Maybe Morty will end up at the Citadel, and he will end up with evil Morty, and he will be... Morty's are seemingly always submissive, and he will actually fall for evil Morty's spiel. Not to be evil, but he'll fall for the good part of that. And it will use him to get to the Rickiest Rick, which is the one that he always wanted. And we can see where these theories are coming from, and if we can see some of these confirmed theories about really who the evil Morty actually is. But this episode was a lot of fun. It was great stuff. Well, I love the fact when he was mentioning, oh, these don't make sense. He went, save it for YouTube. That's what I'm doing now. But it was really cool, really nice, and the fact that they mentioned Treehouse of Horror as well. This isn't like an episode. This isn't a named episode of each bit. It just is. It just exists, which is what this show actually does. It just, you know, exists and goes along and has fun along the way. It mocks normal tropes, but sometimes it does actually get contained by these tropes as well. So yeah, there's a lot there to really digest, but at the heart of it, it was a really fun anthology episode that gave us some hilarious moments. I loved the squirrel parts as well, they were great. And I really did love the part at the end with Jerry. Now, where Jerry had this memory, he was supposed to save this kind of E.T. character, but he didn't. He was sitting there watching stuff on his phone, eating popcorn, and he completely messed it up. And I'm really gutted we never got to see much of Jerry this season. He's a really fun character, and I love I think it's Chris Parnell who does his voice. I loved him. I've just recently come off of watching 30 Rock with him as Dr. Spaceman, and he's just a great actor. It's just a criminal shame that he's not been used this much. I can't help but think maybe he's filming something else, or he might be on a different show that I'm not actually aware of. And the fact that we have we have Jerry Mind Blowers as well. And this was very much our version of the interdimensional cable, which I don't think we might not get one this season, because this is what we got. And we got that reference as well when they were put on the sofa. And the fact that this never actually, this always happens. And this is why, like, it goes back to what I said, where it just always happens. And this is why they never grow. And then sly dig at the delays as well about the TV show as well, about how they keep fighting, and this is why these delays have happened and why they're always late. So that's a lot of levels there. However, that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.